Great. So before we dive in, I'm just going to give a very, very brief introduction into what Women Power, a global movement, is for anyone watching. So if you're on this page watching this video, you already probably know Mr. DK Bakshi. He is the founder of the global movement Women Power. We're already on over 20 countries. And we are here, Carla and I, representing Women Power Spain, which is a group of incredible, outstanding women from Spain, but not only Spain. We also have members from all over the world who speak Spanish and or English. So we have members from Latin America and different parts of the world. And if you want any information on how to join this incredible movement that is supporting women, at many different levels. It is a holistic movement. So depending on what chapter you join, you will find different and interesting initiatives. So having said that, let's get to know my amazing guest. So everybody, you need to get to know this incredible woman, because when I think of women of excellence, I mean, Carla's name just pops up immediately, because she not only has a fascinating life like few people. I mean, I don't know, like her life journey is fit for a movie, but also she's such a great example of what a woman of excellence is. A woman of excellence is not made from, you know, an easy life and easy things and things just falling into her lap. A woman of excellence is made up of obstacles and struggles and obviously also happy moments, of course, but there's so many experiences and so many challenges that shape a woman of excellence. So Carla, just to give people a bit of an idea of how you became a woman of excellence, what was growing up like for you? How was your childhood, and how did that help you become a woman of excellence today?
Wow, Taz, thank you for very much for just give the beauty of what this movement or this platform represents, because we are the voice of many women worldwide, right? And my intention with my words or my voice here is to inspire, at least, and to open the possibilities for other people to just start to walk without taking in consideration the outcome of whatever it is, right? So my childhood, it was not easy. At the age of 8, life seems to be phenomenal and beautiful and very calm and balanced. But for that time, things started to happen very quickly and not in a nice way, right? My parents got divorced. I was separated from them. I live sometimes with my uncle. My father started working in that time at the age of 8 in a circus, actually, and I have to travel worldwide. I mean, and I had really a tough moments there, just because I was alone. I couldn't provide, of course, to what is the basics about food and so on. And from there, always I thought, and always I had in my mind, that if I could study something, or I can study or learn things, right, that will help me to become a better person, no matter what circumstances I had. So in the very early ages, it's like, okay, I have 2 options here. I'm focusing on what is negative or the things that creates more pain, or I'm starting to focus in the things that can bring more peace, more beautiful things around me, and so on. So always I had that direction of, no matter what I am here, I'm leading to the positive. I'm leading for the things that creates better outcomes, right? And later comes really a hard moment in the teenagers years where happened really things that women, you cannot even think that it's possible, right? So a lot of abuse and a lot of situations that really depleting the dignity of a humankind, right, a human being. And that also creates a lot of trauma and a lot of situations where you felt not worthy, you felt that you're not enough, you didn't have the tools or the support, you didn't have the food, you don't have the roof, you don't have anything, just yourself. And in that moment, I think that this is the important lesson for anybody that will listen to us. It's not about what do you have, it's not about the things that you do, it's really who you are. And the moment that you are tapping into the being, right, there is miracles are all around. And that's the lesson that maybe, or if one thing you can remember for this talk is being the being, be you. And no matter what, from where are you coming from, right? The beauty is, okay, who I am, what can I do with myself? And that's the pool that will give you to excellence, and it will give you the possibilities to create greatness in your life. More or less, that's a little bit introduction.
It's fascinating, really. The more I listen to your story, the more fascinated I am by it. And what you just said is so powerful, this being. And it sounds like a simple thing,
but
it's the hardest thing to do.
Yes, it is.
It's so true, but it's true. We often seek validation from outside sources. Everything we do is because so our parents are proud, so our friends like us. So it's always external validation when we have everything we need inside of us.
Yes.
And I love that you say that, because that's really connected to the work you do now. So I know we're like moving forward and there's a lot in the middle of it, but let's speak about your work, because this is the Women Power Show and your work is so supportive. I mean, you give women the tools to become, to be and become. So how did you, after everything, you know, life experiences, life journeys, becoming a mom, everything you did has led to this moment. How do you feel? How can I ask this? Because the thing is, I know your work very well, and I know it has so many different aspects to it. It's like a huge toolkit that you can adapt to each client. How do you think your whole life experience has prepared you for this?
Well, it's everything. I think that in our past experiences and our life, in our biography, right, there are all the clues and all the tiny, beautiful tool set for being the person that we want to be in the adult life later on. For me, was all these experiences gave me the opportunity to understand how the human being is, how not only the spiritual part of the human being, but as well very practical and very scientific, right? To understand how the brain works, how the body works, and to understand that emotions, right, can really create those moments of stagnation. And no matter where trauma or situations that you had passed, right? Those are stored somehow in our brain, and we can shift it. We can really create a new neural pathways where you can absolutely transform, right, the old agreement or the old paradigms that you have into something completely amazing, just by refine, right, those stories that we have in our memories, and to use them for opportunities. And my life, it was part of it, right? Not only because those gave me a huge, sharp, concise knowledge about how the human being is, but as well gave me the opportunity to be very humble in the observation and the contemplation of who is the person and how can I support to create those transformations. And there is possibilities. The only thing that you have to be is really aware about that is possible, right? There is a possibility to do it, and you desire to move on, right? And to really create from whatever life you had into something magnificent and that can be, for example, for other people as well.
Great. And that's probably why you can achieve such incredible transformations with your clients, because you've gone through a lot, you've studied a lot, you've researched a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can really have that empathy with them and give them exactly what they
Yes.
need.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I think that only when you embody your experiences, those, part of your, not only the knowledge, but as well, it will give you the opportunity to understand situations. And as you said, the empathic, to be empathetic and to understand is what gives you the opportunity to be a good observant and to be the creator, because as well, what I saw with my clients or in general, so many years, in those years, right, is like a lot of people wants to create businesses and wants to jump into the entrepreneurial adventure, right? And sometimes they're stuck, and they're stuck not because they don't apply the strategies and systems that I love it to do it, but because there is a not work in the inner path, right? So it's crucial to overcome the difficulties and the limiting beliefs and the shadows and all the things that are popping, because we are here as a process, right? We have to overcome certain circumstances to give the gifts that we have and the talents for us and for other people to experience and to create that legacy. But we have to be very concise in this pathway. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I want to ask you, because I know you've lived in many different countries, and
Mm-hmm.
that obviously gives you a worldview that not everybody has. How has that impacted your inner confidence as a woman?
Well, and the reason is because women, right, we have something super, beautiful. That is our intuition, right? And our intuition is talking many times. For me, the intuition was explore life, right? And explore because I was curious about life, and I was curious about other countries, and I was curious about the sources, right? Where is the truth? I was looking for my own truth. So that led me to experiences in different countries to be and learn and receive the knowledge and the experiences for me later on to use it in the future, right? I love to travel, and that gave me an incredible side of being humble and comprehension about the situations without judgmental issues, right? And not only that, gave me as well the perspective of many beautiful insights about people, about cultures, about, relationships, and the most important thing about loving humankind and loving human being, with no matter what are you coming from, no matter what color do you have, no matter which religion you are. I don't care about that. What I care is really about the person and the human being, and how we together we can up level the game here in this earth and become together towards something, right? And we have an incredible opportunity right now. This moment that we're living in this society right now gave us the opportunity to collaborate, to co-create, to be part of a bigger thing than ourselves. And all this starts with really comprehension about the differences, right? And understanding who is your neighbor, who is the person that lives that you're not familiar with, right? Be humble, be open to receive those gifts, and that life will expand in different manners amazingly, right? And with excellence, that this is what we desire all to create here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly. Life is a journey to become
Mm-hmm.
excellent. That's the way I see it also. And that for that you need to be open-minded, and as you were saying, know your neighbor and be, respect them just for being human, and then get to know them and learn from them. We can all learn from everybody. I think the minute we think we know everything, or the minute
Oh,
we think we know more than the person in front of us, it's
this
when we
is
stop growing. It's so
absolutely.
ignorant.
It is. And so many say, okay, all right, this is your path, right? But what amazing thing we can do together, right? And they said, okay, teach me, be close to me. And that energetics, right? That field that is created because we have a common sight about life and about how we can be, right, in the being, is when miracles are happening. And more if you're an entrepreneur, right? And more if you are a business owner, because that will help you really to expand your horizons from more than you can even think about it. So yes, it is fascinating.
Definitely. And you've said it. Being an entrepreneur or a business owner is like the I don't know, like the toughest school of life.
Yes. And
because you really need to look within. If you really want to grow and you really want to be successful, it's not just about the strategies, as you were saying at the beginning. That's just probably that's the easiest part.
Yes.
You implement a strategy that works and okay, you'll get results. It's the inner work and working on yourself and looking inside of you and seeing things that you might not like. And we're often very hard upon ourselves. So working on those issues or limiting beliefs or things we need to improve is not easy.
No, because it's, for me, one of my talents is really to connect the supernatural world, right, the spiritual world with the practical world. So okay, so who you are, tell me, right? And let's refine a little bit of those things to pull the best gifts that you have and talents. And when you know it and you know the tools, and be very aware about exactly who you are and to work on those tiny things, then there's nothing that can stop you to create that legacy that you desire through your business, through your entrepreneurial, adventure and so on. So it's crucial because it's a bridge. Always it's going to be a bridge in between the business that you are creating and who you are. And if there is any kind of gaps here, it's going to impact as well the results. Abundance and wealth and money is there, right? But we need to understand how to grab it, how to attract it to ourselves. And this is an incredible, fantastic way if you understand how the matrix or how the physics works, right, in this area. So it is really fascinating. Mm-hmm.
It is. And let's just share with people that is the core transformation you provide for your clients. They're able to tap into all that wealth, abundance, and money because of the work you do together.
Yes, so. And is with grace, and it's coming into a force, right? A life force that is within you. It's nothing outside of yourself, right? Because it's coding into who you are as a person. Who is Melanie, right? Exactly. And when you understand those gifts and your talents, everything is coming to you without being chasing. You're not hustling anymore. Yeah. And that's a cool thing, right?
It's true. It feels like magic. It's true. And it's not because you've been doing the work before, but it just, when you're in alignment, when you own your gifts. And I think probably because of our upbringing, our education, like we are always asked as women to be humble and not to stand out and not to show off. So that in a way is a contradiction. When you grow up and they tell you own your gifts, you're like, no, I'm not supposed to, because I'm supposed to just stay, backstage, and I don't have to stand out, and we're so messed up in that way.
Yeah, I love that you bring this into the now, because we were so conditioned, right, with the societies and the culture, and women, we were released to the last line of everything. And where I will suggest, and where I will, the voice here for all the women that will look at us, is just connect with your intuitive part of yourself. You're the creator. You have an incredible voice, right? And when you are tapping into that creativity and divine feminine energy that is us, they taught us to be in the masculine energy all the time, hustling. I am the CEO. I am doing. But we forgot something very unique that belongs to us. That is that connectivity with the part of creativity and intuitive part. That is, if we start to listen again, this world will change completely, because it's our moment. It's really the moment of the voice of women, when tapping into that feminine energy, right? When it's masculine and feminine together, right? That can create absolutely amazing things in this world, not only in the top CEOs, positions, but as well as creators, as moms, as whoever we are wanted to do, right? So it's fantastic to release the tension of and the stress and hustling, and to be more connected. And that is the creation part that is there for us, and we have to tap it again.
Exactly. Yeah. And the shift is happening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you can really tell where the energy is merging. So it's not about removing all the masculine energy.
No.
Absolutely not. It's merging, but it's having a space and providing a space for that feminine energy to enter all levels, all spaces in society.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there is research on this.
Oh yeah. Oh
When
yeah.
you have more feminine energy, how the company dynamics change and how everything changes. So it's definitely coming.
Absolutely, and you say it very well. It's not about one thing or the other. It's the complemented. It's to complement, to really integrate, and to create the synergy that is needed. It's all about the balance in this life. It's all about rhythms, routines, right? And we have to observe very well the laws of nature and how this is impacting as well our lives. We have to be in interconnectivity within it, right? And then is when we can give the best of ourselves, but connecting within it, right? It's not from the outer world, and after understand, and where I am, I lost myself, right? So it's completely a different way that I'm sure we are sitting for the new generations to start building a completely different society as well. As a women, we have that voice, we have an incredible role to create here, and it's fascinating. It's super beautiful.
It really is. I mean, it's a huge responsibility, but it's such a beautiful work that would, it's a legacy that we're going to leave the new generations, and that is, it feels like a nice responsibility, a responsibility we want to participate in.
Yes, absolutely. And it's true, it's a revolutionary moment where we have to evolve, right? And we have to allow and to embrace who we really are, to up level the game and the different frequencies, right? And to understand that we are more than we can even think. And we have to be very present. To whom do you want to serve, really? What do you want to do, what you're doing, right? And to just move in that direction, connected with the truth, with the divine part of ourselves, and just build it up from there, from that side.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Also, like believing in your possibilities. Like I think culturally and society has made us believe we can only go this far. You have to get in a nice job, stay there forever, blah blah. No. And know that the possibilities are, limitless.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And this is one of the things that I teach my clients is beyond. We're not playing in the 3D dimension here. We're going to play in the exponential, right? What is possible that you desire to see in your life? Let's do it. Let's create it. Let's be, right? And the moment everything is coming, when you feel what this means, really abundance and money and wealth, you will attract everything to your path and to your, to your field. And from there, the expansion is just absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And expansion is the natural state of the universe. So
yes, dynamics is movement, is creativity, is intuitive. And you can see our bodies as well, right? Our bodies works because there is a rhythm, there is a routine, there is a movement inside us, right? As a naturopathic doctor, the first time that I understood really the combo of so many synergies about how the brain works, how the metabolism area works and all. And it's just fascinating as well that for a small movement, right, and initiation or dynamics, how incredible things, all the ecosystem works, right? So we have to be in this dynamism. We have to be flexible to incorporate new strategies and systems. And this is happening as well in the way how we build our businesses, right? Or in the large corporations, we have to change the culture and to understand the dynamics of those energetics in the business model, right? And the entrepreneurial model, and to start shifting, because if not, we're going to see a lot of changes, let's say.
It's true. It's true. And can you tell us a bit about, because you have mentioned the laws of nature, and I mean, you bring so many different skills and so much expertise to the work you do. Can you tell us how you, one of the things that really fascinates me about your work is how you maridate, how you merge like really ancient rituals and what would be the right name?
Yeah,
Technique.
ancient wisdoms and ancient
Exactly,
wisdom.
that's the word. ancient,
Yes.
ancient wisdom with, you bring it to today, so people get results now in the day we're living at. So what does that toolkit look like? What are all the different modalities you can bring to the table?
Well, I love this as well because we cannot forget from where we are coming from, right? In every single country in the world, we have incredible tools that it belongs to our culture, our ancestors, our family members, our small traditions, right? And in those traditions was a routine, was a pause, and that gave us the opportunity to really analyze and see what we can bring into the now. So for me, was very good observant about the ancient wisdom, how the graders, right, and the graders, excellent people brought into their moment and the techniques and the tools that they were used for greatness. They were used to help people to heal. They have people to understand, the universe, the commerce, the industries, and so on. And for me, it's crucial. So I study really techniques and tools that they are connected with the definition or the coding that exists into our genetics, for example, right? I love the science part because I'm very analytical and very scientific background in that side, but I'm super creative at the same time. So when you understand that, for example, when you use the potential design for the human being, right? And you are understanding that in our selves, there is 64 coding that you can feel it and see it. You can see where is your pathway goes, what is your branding goes, what is your business goes, right? And those are ancient wisdom that are based in the mystics of the Islamism and Judaism, Catholicism, Christianity, all the old great philosophies worldwide, right? You have the I Ching from China, you have the Kabbalah, you have so many incredible, beautiful tools that they are connected with ourselves in the core who we are, and we can understanding that there is a life path, there is a roadmap that we can follow, that we can understand for us to be greater and to be excellence as well. I do use the law of nature is fantastic because when you apply the laws of the big fathers like Hermes or Aristoteles or whatever, are you in tune with it? You can see that there is a rhythm in this nature, right? That is impacting as well in the ecosystem that is in our nature as well. So everything that is above is below, as you know, and what is in within is without. That means that the law of nature is going to give us incredible tools to understand the rhythms of ourselves as well, as a creators, as a business owners, as a human being, right? And when you understand this, it is absolutely amazing because there is many laws, right? We can break rules, but we cannot break the law. The law is what evolves us in this earth because we have a pattern, we have a legacy, we have a purpose, we have a very interesting way how we can see life from the perspective of creation, right? No destruction. So this is very important because we are used to be very hooked into the victimism, right? And because something happened to me, I am that thing, right? And we have to discern that is what happened to us is what happened to us, but we are not that thing, right? We are beyond that thing. And we have to understand that the brain is going to tweak you a little bit. And when you apply those laws of nature, right? The law of cause and effect or correspondence or frequency, and you understand the quantum physics, for example, how you can apply in those moments to shift your perception of who you are into something bigger. There is no limit about abundance and so on. And we have to be super precise with that as well. It's really interesting process.
It is. It sounds terribly interesting.
Yeah, it is. And when you apply, it's like, oh, I can do this. I am the creator of this. How this is possible, right? And it's possible because we can collapse time, we can collapse, space. It's just fascinating. It's like, oh, this is cool, right? This is fantastic.
Yeah, we're getting comments regarding that. Your law of nature is a great tool. Rashmi, hello, darling. Thanks for joining. Ancient wisdom with modern approach. That's the way it should be described.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, and you were saying, and that really ties in with the idea of the women power. We have been made to believe that if something terrible happens to you in life, your life is just, you're doomed, and you will never be able to get out of that struggle and difficulty.
Yeah.
And we are learning that that's not true. We are in control of our lives, and that is the women power movement. We are in control. We can create our life. We can be independent and make our own choices. And the more powerful we are, the more we can empower others, and the more others are going to benefit from that attitude. Because as I was saying before, we don't have to play the victim, because a victim has no power, no choice. They're stuck in a situation. We need to come out of that situation and create whatever reality we want to create for ourselves and for our families or communities.
Yes, and we have an incredible moment right now to do so, right? We have to validate it ourselves, because we are important. We are, the seeds of many beautiful fruits in the future, and we have to take that responsibility. We have to be resilient. We have to, is to tap into the desire. And if you have that desire, is go for it. There is nothing can stop you for creating the reality that you meant to be in, right? And we all are in the process of be better person, be better human beings, and we have to be surrounded to the people that is going to create that field for you to be exposed and to expand yourself, right? But there is always a possibility. Always there is excellence. Always there is a way how we can absolutely shift the reality that we're living in into something bigger than us.
That's a beautiful message. There's always a possibility. It's true. Sometimes we don't see it, especially when we're stuck in a difficult situation. But we need to do the exercise of leaving that situation, and you look at the situation from outside and try to look at that situation and find different angles and different perspectives.
Yeah, always I said, in your shadow there is the light. Always there is the duality. We live in duality, and if you are passing through a horrible situations, there is the light after that. There is the light in the breakthrough it, right? So we can use those moments of pain for greatness, and we can shift those pain moments into something beautiful as well, because there is opportunities, and we are living those situations for a reason. And sometimes we don't understand, because our brain is going to ask you questions. Why this is happening? Why this is happening? I mean, I don't understand this, right? But that is giving you the moment to reflect, to shift, and to completely diverse, right? And decide what this is teaching me, what is the lesson behind, and to move towards the next. And the next is where the miracles are happening.
Very true. Very true. Sometimes we go through terrible things in life. We've all gone through terrible things in life, but there's always a lesson, and there's always an opportunity for growth, even from the most terrible situation. Definitely. And I guess that's what keeps us going, because if not, it would be very, very hard. But we need to embrace those hardships also as an opportunity for growth. Yeah, definitely. Now I want to read a few comments from Rashmi. She says there's feminine in everything, as long as we maintain the balance.
Always, it's all about balance. If without balance, we are all in the streams, and this is no. We have to be in alignment in the center.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and she also says it's cool but very difficult to attain. It's I mean, Carla will be able to answer that properly, but yeah, it's an exercise, right, Carla? It's a routine, it's practice, it becomes your lifestyle, right? You teach people the tools to be able to live it.
Yes, and there is beautiful tools, as I said, right? We will understand the biography, we'll understand the codes that are inside of your genetics, and understand what is your profile, what is your feeling, where do you want to go, the mission and all that. And by understanding and have a bigger vision of yourself, you can heal, right? And creating those quantum healing moments and leaps, first of all, in your life. And for those that are entrepreneurs of business, okay, once this is solid, wow, let's create an incredible business from whatever you desire, right? Why? Because you are in the pillars of who you are is so solid that even if there is challenges or there is things that comes into our path, there is nothing can deviate it, right? Or can really pull you out from your intention and your mission and your message. So yes, and I'm very quickly, so I can perceive people, right? So I can see it, and I said, okay, let's do this, and results are coming easily because it's just connecting from the core. So it's fantastic. It is very, very healing, very spiritual work as well.
And anything that any work that you put into yourself is always so rewarding. It's something we sometimes don't do. I mean, like a few years back, there was, the coaching industry didn't exist and people were not doing all that work. But now that we have amazing coaches such as yourself, it's just about deciding and committing. Like, yes, I want to become a better version of myself and I'm ready to put in the work.
Yes, exactly. And I work with this more than 25 years. So I know the moments that you were in the pit and, oh my goodness, what I'm doing here, right? And all these doubts and all these kind of things. But for sure, there has to be commitment, right? And there has to be humble as well, because vulnerability, when you're open and you are open to really do this shift, you have to be real, you have to be authentic and raw and, open to become the best version of yourself. And sometimes because we adopted, so many layers of protection, because we have to feel safe, sometimes we have created an image that is not our core, right? So we need to start open it and to just creating the interaction in between your soul, really who you are, and the exposure into the world based in your authenticity, right? And this is the most beautiful thing, because nothing can destroy that.
Yes, that's right.
Nothing and no one.
And that's your inner power. And when you're able to unleash it, you're just unstoppable.
Yes. I said something that if you help me, right? Because I will create that sacred space for you to unlock your potential. And once this is created, let's do it. Let's build. Yeah.
Exactly. That's really, really powerful. And I feel like for so long, we have been made to live in a box. We were all put in boxes. And now, probably because also like everything we're going through with the pandemic, I think it's really shifted and people have different priorities nowadays. And it's like we've opened up the lid of that box, and now we're just unleashing and releasing and coming.
Yeah, I think that the pandemic comes for a reason, and the reason is that the people have the opportunity to be quiet a little bit in silence and to see how this is going. I mean, what is the type of life that I want to live? We trade all these years and generations of generations for time and money, right? We forgot about really the expression of who we are, and suddenly all the world stopped. right? And in that stillness is when the people had this space to connect differently, analyze and feel things differently, build relationships differently, communication, the way how we work, right? And the way how we are spending time with our family members or with ourselves. And starting to shift the values and principles, what that matters really. What is the matter thing? Who I am, where I want to go, what is my value in all this, right? And this is the opening for the era of Aquarius, actually, that is connecting from the heart. Actually, it's not about the hustling anymore. It's about the connectivity in the inner soul, right? And that brings a new kind of relationships in between us, but as well the way how we are doing business and how we are developing our strengths and our skills in a different manner. So we have to be alert about it and to work through really the call that we all have from another perspective is completely different.
Very true. I think as Rashmi is also commenting, she says we often forget to upgrade ourselves. Exactly.
Yeah. But we have to play that game, because in the moment that we upgrade in ourselves, miracles are happening, and it's just the dynamics of life. And we look, sometimes we put ourselves like at this shell, right? And all that is beyond that shell is absolutely full of abundance, full of money, wealth, experiences, beauty, legacy, right? So we have to be brave enough and courageous enough to start breaking and open those channels to be able to live completely in ourselves, and to start thinking and feeling which kind of memories do you want to create, right? Which kind of life? We don't know when we're going to die, but yes, we can know and to decide which kind of life we want to live in the now. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. I'm living now, no?
Yes, that's the attitude.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
With all our challenges, I do have challenges. Everybody has challenges. I'm not going to lie. But in those challenges, okay, so how I'm going to show up? I'm going to show up like a victimism, like, oh, poor me, la, 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 la. Or I'm going to show like, okay, no matter what, I am here. I am continue. I am strong. I am, but not from the, I'm going to show that ego, how good I am. No, it's from humble. It's I have a mission here. I have a voice here, right? I'm going to show up with the best of me. And that's the attitude, exactly.
Yes, stepping into your power. And I think as women, we often leave that power behind, or we silence it at specific times in our lives.
No more.
Yes, no more. You can be a mom and you can be in your power. You can be a wife and you can be in your power. You can be,
always,
a professional and you can be in your power. It's not about choosing. You are, as an individual, you're powerful. And then you have other things that add to that individual.
We have to start connecting from who we are in within us. And that's my I am, right? And my I am is so anchored in myself, in my soul, right? That I live life in fully contemplation, in fully wealth, right? And when I am, no matter what, I'm showing up with that, things are coming easily. Abundance is coming to you. Things are miracles around you, right? And that's the power. That's the power. And if we are losing it for any, because the brain is gonna play games with you, just stop, be still, and connect again. And this I'm telling you for women and men in general, right? Because we are part of this society, and we have to co-create, right? It's not about only women and only men. It's about how we are really connecting with our inner power as men and women. We are respectful, we are caring, and we are empower the other in the best version, right? And this is how we can shift this society, and to shift from fear to love. That's the key of everything, right? We cannot live more in the society of fear. If you don't do, you're nothing. No, it's not that. It's not the fear anymore. We have to focus in love. What can I do more connected with love? What can I do for others that is connecting with love, right? If I feel fear, how can I transmute this fear into love? How can I be the best in whatever I do?
Yeah,
And this is our responsibility.
turning the fear into love, that's really, really powerful. And that could probably be a topic for another show, but definitely when you live in fear, when you live in guilt also, like society makes us live in guilt sometimes, like a woman is supposed to do this or be this, and
Yeah.
and in every, what I find really interesting is the more open-minded you are, the more you travel, the more you meet people from other cultures, we are all the same. We have the same struggles,
We are the
the
same.
same, needs. It's just we're at a different point in time for some things, and geographically we're at different points, but deep down we're all the same, and we all
We
struggle
all,
with the same thing.
yes, we all feeling the same. We all desire the same. We want happiness and joy and beauty and see our kids thrive. And we want love and we want to, we are just having different experiences because our soul decided to have those experiences. But we all have the core of we are the same. There is no
We're the same.
differentiation between me or a person that lives in in Pakistan. Is the same, or is the same. Is absolutely the same. I mean, I part of it. I cannot feel complete and the differentiation at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a way of, when you see others in that light, you're able to help them.
Yeah.
That's when you're able to help them.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that is key. And now, because you've lived in many different countries, many different places in the world, around the world, and tying it to women empowerment, have you noticed like big differences from one place to another? How have you experienced that?
Well, it's true that different cultures and different countries, because of education, educated women, men, relationships in a different manners. Doesn't mean that is the truth, right? We learn things, and that is the conditioning, right? And those show as a part of the norma as a truth. I think that we need to start listening more into the core and the voice that we have. And if we see things that are not connected with really our rights, our beauty, ourselves, is when we want, hey, this is not right. Let's speak out loud. So there is differences in those things because we adopted norma, right, as a part of the truth. But with all my experience, I mean, by traveling and living in different countries, I had something that for me was always very connected with my heart, that I never had that judgmental point of, what is right or what is wrong. I was respectful, right? I understood the situations, and under those understanding situations, I can be more approachable and I can offer different approaches about life, about relationships, and so on. But of course, there is situations that, I mean, I'm an advocate for the human being rights and so on, and the free expression. I'm a free will lady, right? And my heart is free in the way of, we have to have the rights to express who we are, no matter where you live in the world. And we know that the reality is far from that, right? But I think that by understanding and having educational programs or education in the next generations, where we have those conversations about the things that matter and what are the really rights for the human being itself, is when we are going to start creating new societies and new relationships with people worldwide, right? And yes, be open to incorporate new approaches, because as I said, we are changing gears, we're changing, and we have to be more open to lead with the heart and not with something that we believe that was the truth, right? And oppressive and constrict It's not about constriction, it's about expansion, respect and integrity, about differentiation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said, well said. And again, it all comes down to your own inner power and your self-confidence.
Yeah.
When you're self-confident, you don't see anything from the outside as a threat. It's not about competition, it's about collaboration and growing as a society.
Yeah, I think if we have more conversations about the things that are far from being, you know, respectful, and far from being with integrity, and they are, you know, creating situations that they are, not helping the rights of women in general. So we have to have those conversations, and we have to have this conversation in schools, in you know, in the forums, that they are for those, and to create that movement and to have the voice and say that this is not acceptable, right? And we have to create that momentum, that awareness, to be able to bring into the field new solutions, new situations, new feeling of who we are as human beings. It's not about men and women, who we are as a human beings, right? And which kind of society we desire to see and feel and be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what type of society we want to leave
Yeah.
for the younger generations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But all start with dialogues, education, right? And conversation that is coming from the heart and not from the ego.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Very true, very true. Well, this is such an interesting conversation, Carla. Now we're about to wrap it up. So if anyone has any questions for my guest today, please post them below, and I will definitely forward them to her, because it's gone by so fast.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah.
And I think we've covered a lot. We've covered quite a lot. So, and in the meantime, I'm just waiting for a few questions to come up. But if not, please make sure you follow Carla Trigo. I'll pop her link in the comments of this video, because her work is really amazing. You've already seen how an example of a woman of excellence she is, and she has this beautiful aura about her. I think everybody who comes into contact with you feels that. I definitely feel it.
Thank you, Melanie.
It's a beautiful, beautiful energy, and it just, you know, I just can feel the love which you put into everything you do.
Yes, I'm doing my best to express it and to feel it without judgmental, or, you know, it's like, yeah.
And you do it very well. Okay, so, well, if there's any questions on the replay, Carla, I will forward them to you. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
Anytime, and thank you for your audience. And yes, and let's just inspire, right? Let's connect with the source, and let's connect with practical, you know, tools that we have to make this moment unique and create that society that we desire. And it's possible. It's just we need to put ourselves together. The people are in the same frequency and the same vibration with the same intentionality, right? Create that excellence that we desire to see in the world.
That's right. That is right. So everybody, thank you so much for joining. If you're watching the replay, also let us know and share your insights. And as you know, every single Saturday from different parts of the world, we bring you this Women Power show. So please make sure you tune in, because the aim of this show is to inspire you, and to inspire as many women as possible to join the movement. So everybody, thank you so much, and we will see everybody very, very soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.